I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite. That is actually why I like iPhones over Android.
Because they're simple.
Because they're simpler, and I like the OS.
I'm not even going to get into this with you because people fight over iPhone versus Android or iPhone versus Samsung. Me personally, I can't deal with an iPhone.
Yeah, no, dude, it's not for everybody. I had an iPod Touch growing up. Like I saved up a bunch of Christmas money, birthday money, Easter, birthday, Christmas. I saved up for like 2 years to buy my iPod Touch.
iPod Touch, yeah.
So like and then once I found out about an iPhone, I'm like, oh, it's just like my iPod.
Right, it's the same thing except I can call now.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted it. I think it's the big thing because I had an iPod growing up.
Have you ever had a Samsung?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I had a Galaxy S3. I've had a Galaxy S4. I rode and died with Samsung for a while.
I personally feel like everything changed with the S5. Like because
that was like the first waterproof phone.
Right.
Or water resistant. Nothing's waterproof.
It was waterproof. I threw it in a pool and just left it there for like 10 minutes. Pulled it out, it was fine. I still have my S5.
Those things were the shit, dude.
Then I got the S7. I always skip a year. I got the S7 and now I have the S9 and it's like it's the best phone I've ever had, man. Like I said, I like to customize. I like to change different things. I like the fact that it's like a Windows PC.
Yeah.
I love that. Like you can do so much with it and it's just not closed off. Like I was about to say, it's funny to me how iPhone users call video chat and FaceTime.
Oh yeah, I mean like that was they set the precedence for that though.
Right, kind of.
With the iPhone 4? That was like the first one that could do it.
I mean, no.
I mean, obviously there was video chatting before that. I know about Skype.
I mean,
boy.
You had Skype, you had Tango, you had different things. But
like fucking AOL IM.
Right.
Do you remember that shit?
MSN Messenger.
Yep.
That was my first time ever using webcam.
Fucking Omegle. Have you ever been on that site?
No.
Don't.
Okay. But the reason why I say it is because like people are like, oh, well, iPhone, they have this whole stigma about them that's just like, oh, we're the best no matter what. Like, even if Samsung makes the best camera, waterproofing, faster processors, anything, it's still an iPhone.
It's an iPhone.
What?
It's a status thing, man.
Right.
Like, I think that's the thing. It's like, oh, what phone you got? Oh, I have an iPhone. Ooh.
Right.
Or what do you got? I got a Samsung.
Right.
Like, I mean, like nowadays, you talk to any girl. Most girls, 90% of girls, what phone do they have? They have an iPhone.
Yeah. But they did it right. Steve Jobs said, he wanted a phone that grandparents can use and little kids. So they made it very simple.
Simplicity is sometimes for the better. I mean,
it is.
All my friends, I shouldn't say all my friends, except for Matt. All my friends, we're all a bunch of techies. We all build our own computers. Mm-hmm. We all know how to code. We all know all that shit. Me and Matt. Matt doesn't do any of that. Matt's kind of the lame duck out of the group for that shit. But they all have Android and Samsung devices.
Right. That's me too.
I am one of the only ones that still rides with having a iPhone. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it.
Yeah. I think there's something about just being into computers and into things and finding new things out and customizing and all that I love about Samsung and Android.
Yeah.
Like I love I don't know what's not on the iPhone, but I do know that they got Gorilla Glass over here before Apple did.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of firsts that Android did better.
Yeah, they're a little more innovative, and
iPhone kind of follows suit.
Yeah,
I'll be the first to admit it. Yeah, iPhone jacks off.
Right.
Android, like
what are they doing with this whole no auxiliary plug bullshit? Like, what is that?
I don't know. It pissed me off when they announced it though. You see this shit? There's no fucking aux port on there.
Man, that is crazy, man.
I mean, it's kind of... I thought it was cool at first, except for the fact that I wasn't going to be able to play music, and then they're like, introducing the dongle. And that is what it's called. It's in my fucking car right now. It's this little white thing, right? It looks exactly like an iPhone charger, except for it plugs in, and then it's just this thin white line of wire and rubber coating. And then it's an aux port. And it introducing the dongle.
See, that's just a money grab, though. It's just a money grab. Like, you take some away and you make people pay for it.
The real reason they did it, that everybody found, was...
Heard the phone, they wanted to make a phone slimmer. But go ahead.
This phone's thicker than my iPhone 6.
Okay.
Anyway.
What you got?
What?
I just want to know what you were about to say.
Do you know the AirPods, the Bluetooth earbuds that Apple put out? Mm-hmm. Oh, they released that with the 7. That was the whole gimmick behind it. They released Bluetooth headphones that they knew they weren't going to sell unless they didn't have an aux port.
That's fucking
Guess
retarded.
what? No one buys them.
See? It's dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? People still buying Beats. So.
My stepsister has a pair of Beats. I'll use them when I'm home in New Hampshire.
Right. I don't understand that, man. I always told people.
Sony puts out way better headphones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Like these SMS audios, these are 50 cents and they're way better than the Beats to me. But what I was about to say is one thing that was just a joy kill for me when it came to the iPhone is the non-expandable memory. Like you can't expand the storage.
Oh, yeah.
I do too much recording.
Yeah.
Writing, picture taking. I'm like, dude, you telling me that my space is just done? That's it? Nah.
Your video that you took of those dogs the other day in that field? Or was
the cats.
Yeah, the cats. That was
crazy, man.
Eric was telling me, he's like, that's like your guys' biggest thing is you're too involved with your phones when you're on the road. And I'm like, we're getting pictures. Shut up.
Fuck him. At the end of the day, man, that's just the culture that we live in now. Like we're visual. We're big on, being there and catching the moment and shit like that.
And not experiencing it a lot of the time.
Oh,
I remember during
that's
the
problem too.
I remember during the solar eclipse that happened. Last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
I took 2 pictures. That was it.
Right.
That's all I took of it, and I experienced it myself. I skated over to one of the viewing sites in Perryville.
Right.
I skated over there on my longboard, and I enjoyed the whole thing.
Me too. I remember when it first kicked off, I was recording it because I wanted to show my son. He was young. He was at daycare. I wanted to be able to show him one day. After that, I just sat there and looked at it. I was like, what the hell?
We're gonna get to experience it again.
Yeah, the next couple years, right?
Yeah. But that's just something that most people don't get to see in their life.
Right. It's interesting.
Like, I'm from a rinky-dink town that got a bunch of fucking business because we had one of the best spots to observe it from, which is fucking amazing. Like, I grew up out in New Hampshire and then I moved to bumfuck nowhere in Missouri.
And I did the opposite. I moved to Boston.
Yeah, I know.
I
thought it was weird. Then you moved back. Like, dude, why'd the fuck you leave? Let me trade places with you.
One thing that made me move back was it was such a different place, but at the same time, I had to do a lot of catching up when it came to just how expensive it was. And my grandmother, she got sick and everything all happened at once. And I was just like, I'm not myself out here. I'm not as creative. I'm not doing any music. I'm not doing anything. So I'm just like, let me go to where I can further myself.
Dude, New England's an expensive ass part of the United States to live in. Or New England as a whole. Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, they're all fucking expensive. And those are like the lesser known state. I mean, New Hampshire's not really known either, but like they're still expensive to live in.
Hell yeah.
Minimum wage out there is like $9 an hour.
Fuck that. That's crazy, man. Because I remember I was working at a place. I was working 2 jobs. Man, it was like 60 hours a week, and I was making like 10 an hour. And I couldn't even pay my bills.
Yeah, I know. It's no joke. Like, you have to live with someone there.
Yeah.
Like, the cost of living is fucking ridiculous. It's sales tax. Or not sales tax. Oh, excuse me. The property taxes.
Oh, yeah.
They're just outrageous.
Yeah. That's their way of, keeping poor people the fuck out.
And I grew up out there.
Man. It's a whole different world here, huh? I remember being there and it was like a 1-bedroom apartment. I was paying $1,000 a month. And
shit, dude, my apartment's 3 bedrooms and I'm paying $900 a month.
Out there?
Here.
I was about to say, what the fuck? Where did you? Yeah, I know. And then I got right back, and then I got this house. The mortgage was like $400 and something. I was like,
for a house.
3-bedroom house. No, fuck that. I'm moving. I'm not staying. How
the fuck did we get on
right.
taxes
we got
and mortgages?
all off so shit because we got to talking about the iPhone and how crazy that is. What happened to EA Big, man?
I have no idea. You're the only person I've ever heard bring it up.
I'm trying to research it. I can't find anything. Only thing I know is they just made a few games and then the main developer, decided to go back to EA Sports.
I was gonna say, didn't they just merge back with EA Sports and it was just kind of like a side project?
Yeah, but they didn't bring any of the titles like SSX Tricky, NBA Street, NFL Street, like all these different titles just disappeared. I remember my first time playing NBA Street and I was just like blown away. What the hell is this? It was the funnest game I ever played at the time.
Oh, I mean, and that's the cool thing about being a kid and gaming nowadays is there's so much to fucking game with. Mm-hmm. Back when we were growing, I mean, even you or even myself, there were only a limited amount of games that we could really play. There's so many fucking genres of games now. Right. We have indie games, indie pop games. Just
see, I wouldn't know shit about that. How old are you? You what? 23?
22.
22? Yeah, I'm 8 years older than him. So there's a pretty big gap. Like by the time I started really playing games, he wasn't even born. So
yeah,
it's funny.
And that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
It's just where gaming takes you, man. I mean, think about this. Like I was talking to you about Drake playing Fortnite with that guy that plays it for a living.
And what was my first reaction?
I don't give a shit about Drake.
Like, who gives a fuck about what Drake is playing? Like, that's the first thing.
Because he's popular, everybody else wants to follow suit. And him giving that publicity stunt was just fucking massive for the game.
Right.
The game already blew up as it was.
I guess we kind of fell suit to that. Like, once we heard, certain players were, well, I guess... Put it like this. All through the 90s, every game that came out that was NBA related never had Michael Jordan on it. Every one of them. Like there'll be one player on the Bulls with no face, no name, any of that, but his rating would be 100. But we just knew that was Jordan. So it's funny because that would happen, or take something like Def Jam Icons or Def Jam Vendetta. We only got that because we get to play with our favorite rappers or whatever. Yep. So I guess that's the same. But at the time, I'm like, who gives a fuck about Drake? I don't care what he plays. But,
that streamer that streams Fortnite all the time, Ninja, he averages 50,000 people watching him every day.
See, what the... Please explain this for me.
50,000.
Explain this shit for me. I just saw that this guy... he has a podcast just about gaming. He makes $20,000 a month.
Yeah.
Just from talking about gaming, and I'm like, bro.
It's his opinion on it that people value.
I get that. My thing is this. I guess I came up in an era where I would rather play the game instead of watch somebody play. Watching was the shit that boiled my blood. I'm like, I don't want to fucking watch you play. I want to play it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even my son tonight, when I was playing Sonic with him, when I was trying to show him how to play, he was getting frustrated. Like, let me play. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to watch you play. So when I just found this out before you told me. I found this out that people pay to watch people play a game, and I was just like,
yeah, subscriptions to channels like on Twitch.
What? I don't.
I have a subscribe button on Twitch.
See,
I used to stream a lot.
That's some new shit. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Please help me understand why a person would pay to watch you play a game. It
started with YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where this is all going to start. YouTube, okay. Google's greatest creation, and they've admitted it numerous times. They've made more,
right.
They've made probably quadruple the profit they've ever made on actual Google through YouTube.
Nice.
There's more shit on YouTube, I think, time-wise, than the Earth's been alive. There's trillions.
Hold on. Run that back. What the hell did you just say?
Do you know? Okay, so there's about, I think, it's in the fucking terabytes uploaded daily of content.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
There's so much time that you could spend watching YouTube, and you'll never watch all of YouTube.
Hell no.
Ever.
It's impossible. It's being uploaded too fast.
Yeah.
Of course.
But it started with YouTube. It started with people uploading gameplay footage and like them commentating over it, and like reacting to certain cutscenes in the games and playing the games and having an opinion on gaming.
Right.
And then that sparked into people wanting to watch them do it at that current time and interacting with them. Well, in comes YouTube Live, is what it was called at first. And it was just short for live streaming. And I remember when it first came out, I was in high school when streaming first became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching my favorite RuneScape players or YouTube channel stream. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. Because you get to talk to them too. Like, there's a chat box and they'll read your message usually.
Right.
Because there's only like a couple, like maybe 20, 30 people watching.
Yeah.
And that's when Justin.tv came into play. That was
I remember that. I know what that is. Streaming. What? Justin.tv. Yeah, I used to watch NBA games on that.
Yeah, that's what Twitch became. Twitch is the biggest platform right now.
Okay.
And then Twitch set the precedence of having a subscribe button. You get little emotes that you can spam in chat, like when something happens, or if like the streamer's like, "Can I get a ninja blank 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 blank?" Or like, "Can I get a rune shark blank 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 blank" in the chat or whatever. And then people will fucking flood the chat box with it. Everybody watching that subbed will just spam that emote.
Gotcha. I get it.
And like if you want them to do it full time, you want to contribute, like, because they're entertainment.
Right.
Like,
that's weird. It kind of goes across other platforms too, because I see people all the time. Like, let's say Nicki Minaj is sitting there just listening to music on her headphones. Like, she's not even paying attention to the screen, but if she goes live on Instagram, she might get 1 million people watching her just sit there. And me personally, I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and watch somebody sit. Like, I'm just not into that. But I
don't blame you.
I've never been like a real fan of anybody except probably Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan in my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a fan, but I haven't been like, oh my God, that's such and such. Because to me, those two people can do shit that's like almost question if it's human. You know what I'm saying?
say MJ or Michael Jordan went live right now on Instagram. Would you watch him?
Yeah, I probably would.
Like, it's the same thing then. Like,
I guess.
If you're a fan of this person, you're gonna want to watch them do their thing. You know?
Right. So that's what gaming is, basically.
Like, you find your favorite game to play at the time. Say, like, right now, everybody's sucking Fortnite's dick. I'm going to shit talk Fortnite all I want, because I'm bad at the game, and I think that's why I don't like it.
There it is. It's coming out.
I'm bad at it.
It's coming out. Okay.
But
they like a certain streamer that streams it, and they'll watch them, and they love watching them, you know? So they're gonna tune in any chance they get. It's like me and the one person I'm sub to on Twitch. His name is Curtis. He goes by MMORPGRS, and I watch him daily. He streams every single day from. He lives in the UK. He streams from 12 p.m. his time to 8 p.m. his time.
Gotcha.
Every single day. And I watch him because he's entertaining to me. Like his personality.
Okay, I got it. I just this girl I know, her brother, he does that, and that's how he just gets whatever he wants in college. He just sits around and play games, and he makes money. And that's something that always just kind of threw me. I'm like, so people are paying to watch you right now. I'm like, what is that? Like, you're not, to me, okay. I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's not entertaining to me. It's like, but if I'm sitting there watching Serena Williams talk about tennis and what she's doing in a tennis match, I'll watch that. Like Kobe Bryant details. Have you ever watched that? Where he'll break down certain plays and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. His perspective on it. I guess that's the same thing.